In this video, we are going to talk about how to know if your partner really loves you. I am Pauline and I am so happy you are here because as a fearful avoidant, you may be wondering if your partner really loves you. It's like this lingering question that's just always there, and no matter how much your partner does for you, tells you they love you, shows you they love you, you always have this nagging feeling that they don't really love you. So I wanted to dive into a little bit how you think it looks like versus what it really looks like if somebody really loves you. And I have had to learn so much in this, and healing the fearful avoidant attachment style has definitely made such a big difference in being able to allow myself to believe that my partner actually really did love me, which gave me such a sense of peace. I cannot tell you what I thought it looked like if my partner really loved me when I was in the middle of my fearful avoidant attachment style time, is that they would sacrifice everything for me. I would be his number one everything. And if there would be anything that I needed, he would drop everything and come rushing over and help me with it. That is, as I look back on it now, it was for me quite an immature view of love. And what I just needed was to have that feeling that somebody really took care of me and really was there for me, because I missed that in a sense when I was a child. So that was just kind of playing out a pattern that, or kind of me trying to heal a pattern that existed in my childhood. Then also what I thought it looked like was that they would always want to be with me. Whenever my boyfriend would want time for himself, I would panic in a way, and I would start blaming him and accusing him and lashing out and getting angry, because that was just the way I dealt with things. But it felt, if he wanted time for himself, that that was a rejection of me and that he didn't really love me. And I would always say this: you don't really love me if you don't want to be with me all the time. On the flip side, I noticed that I definitely needed some time to myself too, every now and then. Um, so this, and I had a really hard time allowing that, because I was so afraid that that would mean that I didn't love him enough. So there was just this belief that if you really love someone, you always want to be with them, and that is just not a healthy way of looking at things. uh Nobody, well, everybody needs time to themselves, and sometimes that's just 5 seconds, and for other people that's 2 hours. It doesn't matter how much it is, but it's very healthy and normal to want to have time for yourself. That's just a part of a healthy relationship. I also thought it looked like that he would be absolutely obsessed with me, just thinking about me constantly, wanting to be with me constantly. And this is not only uh unrealistic and unhealthy, it's actually kind of a dangerous belief or want to have, because a lot of abusive relationships start in this way, where your partner is really obsessed with you and wants to do everything for you and just praises you like you're some kind of god or goddess, puts you on a very high pedestal. And that's kind of part of the grooming process almost. So I definitely was in a position where if I would have met somebody that had the possibility of, being an abuser, I could have definitely fallen for that, because I was just so looking for somebody to be completely obsessed with me, because that gave me a sense of safety. And now I'm just really happy that I healed that and I can see that, and I don't need that anymore, because it is unrealistic. Of course, it's wonderful if your partner thinks about you and thinks the world of you, but obsession is like 2 steps further, and that's really going into unhealthy territory. But that's really literally what I wanted. Also, they will change for you because you're special. And that wanting to be special or needing to be special, I talk about that more on this channel, so definitely look up other videos if you're interested in that. But um, wanting to be special also comes from needing safety and security. And there's this belief that if you are special enough, that your partner won't leave you, they won't reject you, you won't have to deal with negative emotions you don't want to deal with. So the more special you are, the more safe you feel. It kind of feels that way. But wanting to be special and needing to be special is actually quite detrimental to your relationship, to your health. It just doesn't work. The way we want to be special is not the way that is actually giving us the most love. And that's what I would want for you. And what I thought it would look like is that they would let me know every single day, every hour, how lucky they are to have me. If I read this now again, I laugh because it almost feels like, yeah, what does it feel like? Also a little bit arrogant, because I remember wanting this and not being interested in what I was giving my partner. So it was just focused on wanting them to feel lucky to have me, but not necessarily the other way around. And aside from, not wanting to label that negatively, it doesn't work, because the happiest I've been is when I've been grateful in my relationship for my partner. So I think back then I thought if I would get all these things, then I would be happy. And now, having healed the fearful avoidant attachment style, I know that it is in the being grateful and being giving and loving. That's where real happiness lies. It's so interesting, isn't it? Such different perspectives if you've healed this attachment style. So what it really looks like is completely different from what I thought it looked like. And I think if you would have told me this 10 years ago, I would not have liked it. And I would not have thought that that would make me happy. It would have felt very kind of cold almost, because I definitely had codependent tendencies and enmeshment issues. And so I wanted to be everything and all to my partner. And then healthy relationships can feel kind of cold and just not very romantic. So that being said, what it does really look like, if your partner really loves you, that is coming from a healthy place, is that you have healthy boundaries, they have healthy boundaries. Boundaries are so incredibly important in healthy relationships, and they are actually needed for love to flourish, which sounds crazy to somebody who has codependent tendencies or enmeshment tendencies, because you feel like the more we are one and completely enmeshed, the happier we are, and that's not the case. So healthy boundaries cause you to be able to fulfill your needs, to actually feel your needs, to make sure your needs are fulfilled, and to actually be as intimate as you can allow yourself to be in that moment. If there are no boundaries, then you will retreat. It will be very hard to be intimate, because you don't feel like you can put up a boundary whenever that doesn't feel right anymore. And so what happens a lot with people who are codependent or are enmeshed is that in the end they just don't have sex anymore. For instance, they don't have that real intimacy anymore. They don't even really kiss anymore, because they're so afraid that they can't put up a boundary halfway through, that they just don't start it at all. So healthy boundaries are really important to be able to explore love and to let that be an adventure and really dive deeper and deeper into that. So your partner respecting your boundaries and having their own boundaries and talking about boundaries, that's a sign that they really love you from a healthy place. Then another thing is holding space. So I thought love was if he would fix my problems, if he would fix my feelings more than my problems. So make sure I was happy. And now I know that the most loving thing he could do is hold space for my feelings, not fix them, not wanting to suppress them, not getting all panicked because I have negative feelings. Just being there with me in a quiet and loving space, that is so incredibly healing and so incredibly connecting. Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word. But that holding space is such a loving thing to do. And your partner wanting to do that for you definitely shows that they really love you. And this also just takes a skill, you know, it takes you knowing how to do that, how to be present with somebody else's turmoil, with somebody else's emotions, while also staying present with your own. That just takes practice, but when you get there, that's just, it's such a beautiful thing to do, because yeah, it just opens the door to very deep connection, which is amazing. um it also looks like listening to your needs. So your needs definitely are important, but the difference is that when I was in the fearful avoidant attachment style crash state, I thought that he would have to know my needs before I knew them. He would have to fulfill them before I did anything. So I kind of just didn't want to deal with my needs. I didn't know how to feel them. I didn't know how to fulfill them. And now I know that it is definitely important that a partner listens to your needs and takes them seriously. And that's definitely a sign of love. But it doesn't mean that they can fulfill every single one of your needs the way you want to. So how you know they really love you is that they listen to you and they really try to fulfill your needs, or to find a way that your needs are fulfilled. And then your part is taking the responsibility for your needs. So you are the one that has to feel them and communicate them. So your attitude towards your partner just determines so much. Like I said, when I was in the fearful avoidant crash state, I wanted all these things, and that's what I thought it looked like when my partner would really, really love me. And now I know that that doesn't really make me happy. Even if he would be able to give all of that to me, it would only be a fleeting sense of safety, because then I would be afraid to lose him, or you know, something would happen that would make me scared again. And now that I have found that sense of peace and safety inside of myself, I don't need it from him. And so it just makes me so much happier to be grateful and to be loving, instead of just wanting things and needing things and wanting things and needing things, and that just being on repeat. So it looks so different from what I thought it looked like to know if my partner really loved me. And I can totally understand if this for you feels kind of abstract and you can't even imagine that that will make you happy. I totally understand. But what I want with this channel is to show you what it looks like when you've healed the fearful avoidant attachment style, so that it becomes less abstract, so that it becomes less of an unknown. Because when something is completely unknown, your fear brain fears it and won't allow you to go there. And I just want to make it easier to heal the fearful avoidant attachment style. So this is part of what it looks like to know if your partner really loves you. If you want to feel loved, truly feel loved, and get out of this cycle of needing it and wanting it and kind of demanding it from your partner, healing the fearful avoidant attachment style really is the fastest way. And there are so many ways, beautiful ways to do it. I did make an online program to go to the roots of the fearful avoidant attachment style so we can heal them together. I would be honored to be a part of your journey. If you are interested in that, click on the link in the description below for more information. And it could be that in a few months, really, you are at this place of being healed and you're looking back and saying, wow, whoa, so many insights, so many things I've learned, and I feel so much more at peace now and so much more loved. because that is really what I wish for you. I hope this was valuable. I'm so happy you are here, and I will see you in the next one.
Healed and Happy is a tailor made online program where me and my team personally guide you through healing the roots of the fearful avoidant attachment style.